In this video, I am going to start from disaster management and disaster management cycle. So, disaster management includes some of total all activities like programs and measures which can be taken up before and during a disaster. So, a typical disaster management consists of some basic steps. First one is a pre-disaster risk management phase, and second one is post-disaster crisis management phase. So, in this crisis management cycle, a pre-disaster risk management phase, which includes the prevention, mitigation, and preparedness, and post-disaster crisis management phase, which includes relief, response, rehabilitation, and reconstruction, also recovery. So, the three key stages of activities that are taken up within disaster management are before a disaster, like suppose this is a period when the potential hazard risk and vulnerabilities can be assessed and steps taken for preventing and mitigation the crisis. So this includes long-term prevention measures such as construction of embankments and earthquake-resistant structure, afforestation, adoption of watershed management. Like for short-term measures such as carrying out awareness campaign, like ensuring enforcement of building codes. So this is the part of before a disaster or pre-disaster activities. During disaster, when a crisis actually occurs, those affected by it require a speedy response, okay, to minimize the suffering and losses. In this phase, certain primary activities and become the these are includes evacuation, search and rescue, followed by the provision of basic needs like food, clothing, and shelter, medicine for relief material, right? And after disaster phase, and this is the recovery involves a set of policies, tools and procedures to enable the recovery or continuation of vital technology infrastructure system and for the after disaster. And rehabilitation consists of the action taken to aftermath, also the disaster, to enable the basic services to resume the functioning and assist the victims for self-help effort to repair and the community facilities and to revival their economic activities. Now, disaster preparedness. Disaster preparedness refer to the measure taken to prepare for a and reduce the effect of disaster. So, that is to predict where the possible and the prevent disaster, mitigate their impact on vulnerable population, and response to and effectively cope with their consequences. So, before disaster, during disaster, and after disaster, mitigation, preparedness, response, and recovery. Now, disaster warning. Disaster reduction identifies several key parties like they play the major role in disaster management process, especially in disaster warning, like communities, local governments, national governments, regional institution and organization, international bodies, non-governmental organization, some NGOs, the private sector, the media, and the scientific community.